Hi, my name is Faye, you're watching Mystery Date with a Book. Welcome back to another monthly wrap-up. Today, we're going to wrap up the month of March. Yes, let's see what I've read in March. First book I read was A Heart So Fierce and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer. It's the second book in the Cursebreaker series, if I'm not mistaken. I love this so much. I read the first one last month. If you didn't know, I'm making a little pile here in my room just so I can see how tall the pile will be at the end of the year. So, I'm trying to read as many books as my height, if that makes any sense. I want to make a really tall tower of books. But anyway, every time I finish a book, I put it on the tower here, on the pile. And this mess here, don't look at that, don't worry. If you didn't know, I'm trying to buy a house this year, so I'm buying bits and bobs, as we go along, just so I have everything ready for when I actually do get my own place. So yeah, let's just ignore the mess, shall we? Yeah, just ignore it. Okay, I know this is a weird angle. I don't usually film down here on the floor, but I wanted you to see my little pile. You can't even see it from there. So I know you can't really see it from this angle, but I'm gonna do a little insert and show you the pile of books we have so far. Anyway, let's get on with this wrap up, shall we? Okay, so A Heart So Fierce and Broken. A Heart So Fierce and Broken. Yes, this is the second book in the trilogy and I loved it. Oh my goodness. This does not have that second book syndrome, where the story kind of dies out and then picks up again in the third book. No. This is full of action. Things actually happen here and it's so good, but it's a second book in the trilogy and I don't want to spoil it for anyone. Just please, please, please start reading this series. It's so good. The first book is called A Curse So Dark and Lonely. That's what it is. The second one, A Heart So Fierce and Broken. And the third one, which just came out, like, I don't know, a month or two ago. I'm not good at keeping track of time. I don't know. It came out a while back. It's the red cover. I can't remember what it's called. But yes, please read this trilogy because it's really good. Okay, then I read one of the Babysitter's Club books. It's Mary Ann Saves the Day. This is part of my Babysitter's Club challenge. There are 131 books in this series, and I'm trying to read them all. I know, it's a big ask. But anyway, this is number 4 in the series. There you go. Stop. Oh, the ring light is saying hello to everyone. There you go. Anyway, this is my little challenge for the year. So yes, number 4 is done. Okay. Oh. And if you missed that video where I talked about it, I bought a whole bunch of books on eBay. And they're all from this series, from the Babysitter's Club series by Anne Martin. I'm always really bad with names. I'm really sorry. And yeah, if you haven't seen that video, go check it out. It's really, really good. I like it. Okay, then I read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. I love this book. Now, I've had a really good reading month in March, I have to say. So good. This book is that kind of book that even when you're not reading it, you're thinking about it. You're wondering, but who's the guilty person? What's going to happen to the girl who's investigating it? What's going to happen to that character and that character? And it was so, so good. I loved all the characters in it. Their relationships, their interactions. It was just so, so good. So many good characters in there. And the story seems so real. I really, really enjoyed it. I need to pick up the second book, which is Good Girl, Bad Blood. No, Bad Girl, Good Blood. I don't know. It's something about a bad girl. Anyway, this is really good as well. I highly recommend it. 5 out of 5 stars. Now, if you watched my 12-hour reading challenge, I'm going to put it up there for you. You will already know that I finished this book and I loved it. It was so, so good. Then after this, still within the 12-hour reading challenge, I read Arsenic for Tea by Robin Stephens. This is the second book in the Murder Most Unladylike series. It's a middle grade mystery series. It's not dumbed down for children, so it's brilliant. And yeah, I love it. This is the second book in the series. I'm looking forward to reading the third one. Do I have? Yeah, I have the third one. I have the third and the fourth one. So we're okay. Yes, we're okay. We can carry on. And still within that 12-hour reading challenge, I started reading The Creakers by Tom Fletcher. Now, I didn't finish this during the challenge, but I finished it later. And so it still counts for the month of March. It was still within the month, and it was a really good, fun book. This is a younger middle grade, okay? This, I'd recommend this to 8 to 10-year-olds, okay? This is very young middle grade. And it's about the monsters that live under your bed. It's brilliant. Brilliant. It's, you know, I don't want to give any spoilers away just in case you want to go and read it. But it's about a little town in England. I'm assuming it sounds very English. About this little town where one day all the grown-ups just disappeared. All the parents, all the teachers, all the grown-ups, poof, disappeared. So the children had to find out what happened to them. And yes, this is Lucy, our main character. She's just brilliant. But anyway, if you're looking for a younger middle grade, if you have children, if you have nieces and nephews or cousins or whatever, I highly recommend it. It's a really good, fun book. And the pile keeps growing. You can see it now in the video, huh? Okay, now then, I listened to, what is it called? The Girl of Ink and Stars. I think that's what it's called. I'm going to put the cover here. I'm sorry, I don't remember who it's by. That's kind of a funny one. Not funny, haha, but I'm not really sure how to rate that book because I listened to it as an audiobook. Maybe I shouldn't have. Maybe I should have just read a physical copy because the audiobook did not work for me. It's a middle grade book about a girl who goes missing and her friend and, you know, some village people, they're trying to find where she is. And it had a good concept. The idea was good, but the execution was not so great in my opinion. I know I'm not the target audience, I know that, but I do read a lot of middle grade books, so I have an idea of what they should be like, and that was just way off somewhere else on the graph. It was, I don't know what that book was about. I still don't know how to rate it because it didn't grab my interest at all. The characters were all over the place at some point. At some points, I didn't know who was talking, who wasn't, who was in the room, and what happened to the main character's parents. I was very confused. It was just all over the place. It was messy. It was messy. And yeah, it wasn't for me. No, it wasn't for me. No. So I'm not really sure how to rate that book, but it's not going to be high. I'm not going to give it 5 out of 5 stars. No, sorry. Okay, then this is just a dust jacket because I'm actually reading the book right now. It's in the living room. This is Emerald Green by Kirsten Gear. This is the third book in the Ruby Red trilogy, and I'm still reading this. I read the first 2 books years and years and years ago. Now I picked up the third one because I want to finish that trilogy, and it's good, but I should have reread the first 2 books just to refresh my mind, because I had a hard time getting into the third book because I didn't know who was who. I didn't know what was happening, what year they were on, because, you know, it's about time traveling. So some characters live in the past, some live in the future. It's 2011, but still, you know, it's the present for the main character. And it was confusing getting into the third book, but now I think I'm there. I'm in the middle of the third book right now, so I'm gonna count that towards next month. Yeah, it was just a bit strange going back into that world after so many years and not knowing who the characters were. but I'm really enjoying it right now. So yeah, Emerald Green, I'm gonna count that towards April's wrap up, okay? So we're gonna save this for April because I'm just about halfway through the book, so it doesn't really count yet. I'm just saving the dust jacket here. But anyway, that was my wrap up for March. I read, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books. Okay, it's average for me, I'd say. Yeah, 7 books in the month of March, considering that I went back to school, not to study, but you know, to work. I started to cover a maternity leave for a teacher that left, so I'm full-time in school with my own class, and oh my goodness, I'm finding it so hard to read when I'm working because I can't take my book into school. No, my mind is in teacher mode when I'm there. I can't focus on the book on my break. I can't. I don't usually take a break because I have work to do. So, you know, I'd rather just mark things and work through my break than stay up late in the afternoon. Yeah. Anyway, we're making progress. The pile is growing. Maybe when we do the April wrap up, the pile will be a bit bigger and you'll be able to actually see the progress that I'm making. So yeah, that's it, guys. I'm gonna love you and leave you because I'm tired. It's actually Easter weekend right now. It's Saturday. The sun is shining in Northern Ireland, which is a miracle. So we have to enjoy it while we can because on Tuesday, the weather app says it's going to snow. So yes, we're getting a lovely sunshine on Saturday. I think it's 15 degrees or something. And then on Tuesday, we're gonna get snow. So we're enjoying the sun while we can. Now, my sister was here for a barbecue. We just had a lovely time. And now she left. And I'm just inside now, cooling down because the sun was actually burning me. I burn instead of tan. It's ridiculous, but I burn. And yeah, so I'm inside now. I'm cooling down, enjoying my book. I'm gonna pick up this book and I will finish it. Not today, maybe, but I will finish this during this Easter break before I go back to school. Yes, it's happening. I'm promising you right now, I'm gonna finish this book by the end of the Easter break. So that's that. Okay, so there you go. Thank you so much for watching this video. You know what to do. If you like this video, give it a like, subscribe, click the bell, leave a comment, and that's it. If you have any recommendations for me for middle grade books, you know what kind of books I like, right? Middle grade and fantasy, basically. Fantasy, I love fantasy. I'm craving a really good fantasy book right now. And yeah, I basically read fantasy and middle grade. So if you fancy giving me a recommendation, I would love that. Thank you very much. So yeah, we're gonna add to the pile, guys. We're gonna add to it. Yes. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna go. All right, I'll see you soon. Bye.